right. Well, good afternoon, James.
Good afternoon, Michael.
And yes, and welcome to this episode of Tantra Unleashed.
Yeah.
I'll call it that. And, we don't have a structure or a script for this, and I was just thinking of this a moment ago. What's been something that you've experienced through your study of Tantra that was unexpected?
Well, yeah, I think there have been one or two things that have been unexpected. I think I now really enjoy my meditation and my yoga, and I tend to do yoga every morning and a bit of meditation. And I've tried to do meditation before. I was sort of slightly given up in the end, I think, because I didn't really enjoy it, but now I'm enjoying it. And I was listening to Swami Radha's teacher, Swami Rama, and he talks about eventually having a meditation and yoga practice that are daily done at the same time, and so that the body, it's a bit like having breakfast, it's just part of one's routine. And I couldn't really see that ever happening, but now I can see myself beginning to get towards that at least. So that's a real change,
Oh, well, that's great. Wow. Yeah. What's interesting about hearing you say that is that I think oftentimes when I hear people that I work with or that I teach yoga to, and when meditation or Tantra, there's this idea that I need to block out an hour. And you can have a yoga and a meditation practice. That's 5 minutes of yoga and 5 minutes of meditation. It can start with just that, and then you can build up over time. And I think, so then the other question that comes to me is, what does your yoga practice and your meditation practice have to do with your erotic and your sensual and your sexual self?
Well, it makes a huge difference because in the meditation practice, I quite often practice chakra meditation, where I'm thinking of drawing the energy up and down the chakra system, up and down my spine, basically. And that's really quite a sensual, erotic practice. And in yoga, we talk about mula bandha, which is the root lock. So it's really kind of closing the pelvic floor. And in very crude terms, it's a bit like you want the energy to bounce up and down the system and not fall out of the hole at the bottom.
You don't want an energetic prolapse.
Yeah, exactly. I was teaching this chakra meditation the other day, and I said to people, there's possibly two ways of looking at it. You can be very energetic about it, very kind of yang, I suppose. And I suggest to people that they actually imagine they have a butt plug, and they're actually embracing and drawing that butt plug up with the in-breath and actually pulling up the energy really quite actively.
Yes.
And that might be a way of getting going.
Yeah.
But then also perhaps later on in the meditation, relaxing that activity a little bit and inviting the energy up and observing it rather than pushing it. And I found those two processes really interesting. And it's interesting, just as I speak about them, I can feel my body becoming more energized, and my hands, I can feel energy. I'm moving about my
You've got your body thinking it's time for something, and it's actually just a conversation.
Yes, it's a conversation, but when I was thinking, yes, all right, enjoy this, let's have some more of that. So that was an interesting part of the process, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else on your mind that you want to share while we're here?
I think one of the other things that's interesting is that I've done a few batch flower remedies, which you treat your mood generally, and one of them is called Wild Oat, and it's for finding your true path, or finding what you should. I don't like the word should, but what you might productively be doing or playfully be doing in life. And I find when I talk about this stuff that I feel a surge of energy that's not just intellectual excitement, it's a kind of, my body gets sort of turned, the energy in me rises when I start talking about this stuff, because it not only interests me, but it kind of resonates on subtle levels that
Yeah, yeah,
are not very well explained through language.
absolutely.
Yeah,
And it's so wonderful that you bring up flower essence therapy.
yeah,
And I'll just share a little bit with our audience, if you will, about flower essence therapy, because, you know, Swami Ravi, before he was Swami Ravi, was Dr. Rudolph Valentine.
yeah.
So he was a trained psychiatrist and a trained MD, and then he decided to leave Western medicine and then spent over 2 decades in India studying Ayurveda, homeopathy, flower essence therapy, holistic medicine. And flower essences are actually an ancient homeopathic remedy that home or in small town doctors did back in the prior to the turn of the century. And yeah, there are different flower essences to impact different either medical conditions or emotional conditions. And so you've been using this flower essence and you've noticed this experience that you're having when you use it as part of your Tantra practice.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Right on.
And I think the other pleasure of it is that Swami Ravi talks quite a bit about having a good diet, and that's a pleasurable diet of healthy, natural food, which is very enjoyable, but by avoiding too much processed food, etc.,
Yeah.
and some of the stuff that's being flogged to everybody, the body's healthier and happier, the energy's stronger, and it's more subtle. So I think, you know, that's actually very pleasurable to find that my body has wisdom that I'm beginning to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think one of the interesting things about what you're saying is that a lot of times when people begin this process of studying Tantra and making these adjustments, sometimes they're macro adjustments, like changing their diet. And then these micro adjustments start to happen within their embodied presence. Like, oh, I didn't realize that my feet were so sensitive when I'm making love with my partner, and all of a sudden I notice that my feet feel so delicious and it feels so good when they're being touched, or just the backs of my ears. And these are all the benefits that kind of come just from being more conscious and being more aware about everything that we do throughout our day, that we personally do to impact how our body interacts with itself and interacts in society with others. Yeah.
And I think the other great gift really is that as I get older, I'm discovering new things about my body.
Oh, do tell. Do tell.
Well,
What new things?
I just think, you know, I'm discovering new areas of enjoyment and pleasure when I think societally it would be regarded that I would be having less of that kind of pleasure. And I think that's a great gift.
Yeah, that is a great gift. Yeah, that as we get older, we have more wonderful things to look forward to, not less.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for your questions.
All righty. And check this out and other things that we have posted online. And we also are doing some retreats this summer and this fall. So hopefully we'll see you at one of those. Take care.
Thank you.